You rolling?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Can you clap for me? Like
Yep.
that? Perfect.
Hi, can you tell me your name and what's your role here today?
Sure. My name is Jonathan Parkhurst. I'm the founder of Go Seekhaven, and I'm here to support one of our partners, which is Homes for the Homeless, in the construction of a bathroom that is going to be used for encampment for homeless people.
Okay. Now, how did you get to work with this project?
So how I came to be a part of this project is really quite interesting. I've been friends with Steve Schneider, which is the founder of Homes for the Homeless, for the past, I'd say, about 6 years. He had a great idea about helping people that were underserved, homeless people, putting them in containers in a temporary living situation. I personally was homeless for a better part of 6 years after serving in Desert Storm. I'm a foster kid, and so when we found a program that would allow underserved youths to find job skills, it was my calling. I immediately jumped in and said, I think I could be helpful. I think that I can share my experience at the very least, and that I can identify with these kids. And it's been great so far.
Did you ever think you would be doing something like this?
Did I ever think I'd be doing something like this? I know that I wanted to be doing something like this. I think that some of the aspirations of being an entrepreneur and the Silicon Valley and wanting to own an app company and so forth got in the way of those things. But I think that life just finds its way to you, and your destiny finds its way to you. And it definitely happened in this scenario. It came out of nowhere. My mother, God rest her soul, my best friend's parents adopted me when I was of age. She always said, you should be working with youth. You should be working with people that went through what you went through. You have so much to offer. Yeah, Mom, sure. Yeah. Someday, yeah, maybe when I retire, so.
Okay. So how are you feeling now that you're part of something like this?
How do I feel about it? I leave this because I have a regular job, and so I'm working 60 hours a week, and I'm fitting this in, and if I could do this all day, every day, this is exactly what I would be doing. Exactly what I would be doing.
Now, we were talking a little bit before backstage, and you shared a little bit about your personal story. And I just want to ask, how did you come from that background, and now you're using that background to do this and help others?
It's a great question. How am I taking what my experience was, being an abused foster child, being left in a hospital at infancy, moved through the system, incarcerated, served in a war, and addicted to drugs for the better part of my life. And how did that bring me here? And I think that's the crux of why I'm here, is to share that there's nothing special about me. I didn't have some special talent. I didn't have some special gift. That it was really about finding something aspirational, some purpose bigger than me that was being introduced to me, and I grabbed it, right? Every place in my life where I started to recover in my life, there was something offered to me that was a higher purpose, and I took it. Sometimes I didn't even know why I took it. It just sounded interesting, and I took it, and it took me somewhere that I recovered. I recovered from the abuse. I recovered from the PTSD. I recovered from the addiction. I'm recovering in life, and I hope to bring that to these kids.
Awesome. Is this your first time working with kids?
No. I love working with kids. All my friends drop their kids off at my house. I have a kid in college and I have a kid in kindergarten, so I got them spread out. And my daughter was the biggest gift to me, and I'm a single father, and her mother and I are best friends, and all of her girlfriends would come to our house. I coached all of the swim teams. I was the Marin County swim league president. I'm always around kids. I remember kids' names before I remember adults' names. And so I've worked with the Big Brothers Big Sisters for years, and I've been on the Marin County Drug and Alcohol Board, which also works with youth.
Well, that's awesome. You are doing a lot for the community, and we thank you for it. One last thing, what do you hope to get out of this?
Oh God, that's the funny thing is when somebody asks me, what do you hope to get out of it?
Can you start over?
Sure.
little audio.
Wow, that's a great question. What do I hope to get out of this? And I used to look at life like that. Like, what am I going to get out of it?
Or
And
better phrasing, what do you hope comes out of this program?
great. So I'll rephrase that. What do I hope comes out of this program? What I hope comes out of this program is for these kids to have an experience like I did, where when I was in school, I wanted to drop out, right? I had a crazy life at home. I was being abused. I was left to my own devices, and after school, a coach would bring me aside and tell me there's something special about me, and I stayed in school. I finished school because of the interest of one person in a different part of my life. And if what I hope comes out of it is that these kids experience there's people that care, and they're not just going to show up today and go away.
Sure. Give me one second.
See, I used up all your film. You should have never
No.
told me.
I know. I need
Getting
more. I
audio
need
in at the
more.
end.
With Steve.
Start from
He's an hour.
like 2 sentences back. What was you saying?
I was me. You're talking about me.
Yeah.
So I was talking about people taking an interest.
Yeah.
in
So
kids.
you can start from there.
Okay. So I think that what I hope comes out of this is that these kids understand that the interest that is in them comes honestly from people that have gone before them and have experienced what they're experienced, and we're trying to help them maybe navigate those waters a little bit easier, to feel as though it's not me by myself, right? To not be on the ship of me, but on the boat of we, right? I hope they feel that. That's what I hope more than anything that they get out of this. Whether they, go into construction and use some of these skills is just the entryway. It's the gateway to them, right? It's the attraction. What we're really giving them is a sense of community, a sense that they have a friend. They have my cell phone, and they feel like they can use it. So,
Now, what are you most excited about?
what am I most excited about? I mean, that's a loaded question. I'm excited about life. Obviously, you're sitting in this interview with me and you hear me. I'm excitable. But what I'm most excited about, I think, is that I met a group of people who care as much as I do about the underserved, the forgotten, the hopeless, and that they're not just talking about it. We're doing something right now. Right now, we're doing something, and we're taking time out of our businesses, our days, and we show up and we cram in, 28 hours in a 24-hour day, right? I'm not alone in that, and we're all doing that. From you guys, volunteering to help us get this documented, to the instructors that are down there teaching plumbing skills and so forth, that they have an abundance of work. They could be doing a million other things right now, and instead, this is where they're getting the most satisfaction out of their day.
Nice. Your story is very inspiring, like I've mentioned before, and I think you can inspire other people by sharing all of these. Are there any final words that you want to share with the public?
Yeah, I guess a final thought that I would share, because there's so much that I'd want to say to people, but I think the final thought is the definition of recovery is not specific to a person recovering from alcoholism or drug addiction, or a person recovering from post-traumatic stress or abuse. Recovery is defined as finding a life of purpose, and no one can assign my purpose to me. I need to find it. And so the more that we expose each other to opportunity, the more likely it is that people, homelessness and people that are underserved kids, will find their calling. And we need to be ready to support them in that.
I agree. Well, thank you so much. Sounds like a fun project, and I'm excited. There's a few more days to go, and it's fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.